Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about the sports. Let's get into it, boys. We missed a week or two, but not
It's
much
been a
has
couple
happened.
weeks.
So
We weren't here, but nothing was.
No, but we are going to change things up after those couple weeks and try going live and getting this shit out
which
right
we are
away.
doing right now.
Yeah.
And we're not talking. You're not hearing us talk about things that are like 3 or 4 days old.
It just here we are.
Right now, it's happening. What we're talking about is happening right now. When
Live.
this is
I don't know if
being
there's
released.
a delay or not, but
Yeah, there might be.
who cares? We've got
Okay,
zero
so-
views anyway, so
first.
How does someone watch this live right now?
go to
They
our
go-
YouTube.
You go to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
You look at our channel and you're like, oh, there it is.
A friend of mine was just asking, and I told him, no, we're not live.
Tell them we're live.
Who did?
Right?
We're not.
Who asked you?
Let's
A friend of mine.
Oh, gotcha.
start off though.
NBA playoffs?
First topic, the thing that's happening in sports right now, the playoffs.
Yeah.
In 2 leagues, we don't know much about hockey, so we're gonna stick with basketball.
Yeah.
To which I have now started paying attention to basketball
I
because
still haven't.
this is when the season starts right now.
The play-ins were very tragic to some of these teams.
What happened there?
I mean, you lost. Jimmy Butler is out.
Jimmy Butler
That was the big one.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler, man, that one.
I mean,
The Heat losing him for 2-3 weeks. That one's.
big part of the playoff story is injuries right now.
Yeah. Zion Williams missed. Was
That
out
was just-
Friday.
Giannis.
Giannis is gonna be out. That injury, yeah, it just sucks. Injuries suck. You hate them, but it's
And it
definitely painting a
seems to-
picture in the playoffs.
And it seems to have cleared the way, definitely for Boston, right? Because the Sixers also, with Embiid coming off injury, who doesn't look like quite himself. There's why should Denver and Boston? Why should we not think these two teams are just gonna
Go right back.
sleepwalk their way in?
Yeah. Well, the biggest threat to Boston's finals chances have always been the Boston Celtics.
You mean
They are their biggest threat.
You mean the the Boston Celtics?
Yeah, Boston Celtics. Yeah. But
They're the Cowboys
But-
of the NBA.
they are the way.
Why-
They get their own way. There's no
Why
explaining.
not a finals
Get up by
appearance?
30 points on you in the first half because they're playing the game the perfect way, and then in the second half they just go to an ISO-centric game and beat themselves. They turn the ball over a lot. They get careless. They get
That
lackadaisical.
was
That is
that
very
was
Boston
previous
Celtics.
years Celtics. Maybe
Yeah,
this year's different.
That 30-point game happened this year.
Well,
That
They-
what?
They blew a 30-point lead going into the fourth quarter of a game.
but look,
How do you do that?
They go from playing the game the way it should be played to playing an ISO-centric game where they aren't passing the ball.
Okay,
ball
so-
movement,
Devin-
ball just stops with
Devin
Mr.
Booker's not great in the playoffs either.
hey, all right, Mr.
Not
Heat
Devin
fan,
Booker. I'm sorry.
Mr.
Tate. What's his name?
Tatum.
Tatum.
Jason
Yeah.
Tatum.
Jason. I don't know why I said Devin
Listen,
Booker.
I don't
Sun's
know what
on the
it-
mind. I
Boston
guess.
just gets in their own way. Yeah.
Okay, now, Mr. Heat fan, what do you like the Heat's chances against Boston?
Without Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, well, with Jimmy Butler, what would you like?
Jimmy
I
Butler.
get it.
might
They've
super
beat-
fighting chance.
They've
They
beat
did.
him before, right? They've
Exactly.
done that before
I'm never gonna count out Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
in the play. They are scary in the playoffs. They're,
They're
totally different.
They're
teams
different
in the
beast.
playoffs.
They're different beast. With
They are.
Jimmy
It's-
Butler,
it's
I'm
weird.
thinking that it's gonna end in 4 games. I
Um,
don't give them much
with Jimmy Butler, Okay,
yeah,
what would
without
you
Jimmy Butler. Realistically, with Jimmy Butler, I don't count this team out of any series. I think that they have a fighter's chance in every series, but this year, without Butler, it's tough.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah. And Boston is just they're too good 1 through 5. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like we saw today,
They
Boston
don't-
worked them
there's not a hole in that lineup.
114 to 94. So, yeah, I mean, you're gonna need Tyler Hero to go like supernova.
He's not doing that against the entire Celtics.
You're gonna need Bam to do
Alright.
to do a superhero,
So-
and he's at neither of those guys did today.
So where, and obviously, look, this is just the first round, right? The first round is usually pretty predictable.
Yeah, but
Um,
I mean, those injuries, like you said, make it a little unpredictable in some spots.
They do.
Like-
They do. But
And
they
then
don't make it
Indiana-
predictable. They make it. It feels like it makes it more predictable to know who's going to be the last two teams, because they don't have injuries going on, and they were the two best teams all year long. And I mean, they kind of were predicted to be the best two teams all year. Like, I mean, it's not. We're not all shocked that the Celtics and Nuggets are here, right?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's shocked, but the Nuggets, they're a tough one to predict to bet against. I'm not sitting here saying I think any of this happens.
So the Nuggets really would have to suffer an injury, right?
That would be a killer. Also, Michael Porter Jr. is a big part of what they do when they're successful. And if Michael Porter, with what his brother has done, Michael Porter, that could get in his head. There's gonna be a lot of questions coming towards Michael Porter.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that more here in a little bit, but that sort of stuff right there, that's going to impact his psyche, and if that does, that could be a huge thing for them, because really, Malik Beasley hasn't been not Malik, but he's with the Bucks, but some of their depth has not been playing as well.
Okay,
Wow.
so who the Celtics wise, who do you see getting in the way? You tell me what their flaws are, but who is good enough to exploit those flaws with said injuries on their teams?
I mean, once Giannis Antetokounmpo is back on the floor, they're obviously a threat. I don't think that we saw Giannis in the NBA Finals with half a leg.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
But all
once
injuries are
Giannis
different. We
once Giannis on the court, plus they got Damian Lillard and Chris Middleton and Brooke Lopez. Those are and Bobby Porter on that team. That is a bona fide team. The only thing holding them back is gonna be Doc Rivers. Not a fan. Not a fan.
okay, I know. I get,
Uh,
but with where the Bucks were, it's weird how they got there.
I don't care at all about these standings.
Okay.
I don't care about these numbers next to them. I don't care.
All right.
When you got players like when you got those players I just named, you've got a chance in every series that you're up in.
That's true. You should be
You're
favored
absolutely
just about every
Damian
time.
Lillard in the playoffs with these fucking mother.
They're-
with them. Woo! It's gonna
And
be
they're not going to have any issues with the Pacers, right? Like that.
the
shouldn't be-
Pacers. This is gonna be that's why I said this series is gonna extend probably longer than it should because of the Giannis injury.
Giannis injury, right?
Obviously, today they handled them. They handled business against them in game one. 109 to 94.
Like, it is just game one, but also
Yeah, but I mean,
a little talent.
Dame going for 35, Middleton 23, Bobby Portis 15.
Yeah, like you still have,
Getting Brooke Lopez chipping in 11.
you still have Dame.
Yeah,
Why
dude.
do you-
Like that, like I said, and then this team's stacked. This is
Playoff
a team that's
Dame.
ready. This is a roster for the finals.
Yeah.
This team did not care as much about the regular season. We've seen this year in year out. That this team
So-
did make it
so-
deep.
If Giannis can
Yeah.
get healthy, stay healthy. Big if.
He will. He'll once he hits the court, I think he'll be.
Okay. Just
Giannis,
saying. Okay. Could get her. It's a long. Playoffs are long. The NBA playoffs are long.
They are,
if
but-
Giannis
Doc Rivers is familiar with load managing players, and
just called him a terrible coach. I don't understand.
he is
no.
a terrible coach. Like if they get up 3-1, then I'm terrified of this team. What this team's going to do to themselves. That's when they're going to implode.
Fair enough. Doc Rivers in his 3-1
Yeah.
history.
They just hope that you just want this thing to go into Game 5 tied 2-2.
Or
Isn't
just a
Doc
clean
Rivers-
sweep.
Doc Rivers is kind of like the Ron Rivera of the NBA.
We-
A little bit. He's gotten a lot more chances than he deserves.
And he just comes into to teams that obviously aren't going to go anywhere, but he knows how to coach to an extent. Like he's not going to.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
he's
I
had
mean,
some
I
good-
guess he has kind of fucked some teams, hasn't he?
he's had some
I mean,
talented
you got it.
rosters.
You put him. He had the Clippers
The
with Blake
Clippers
Griffin,
with like, yeah,
Chris
Chris Paul in his
Era,
prime,
That Clippers team
Blake
was
Griffin,
That's true.
DJ
uh,
Redick,
Jordan, right?
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan. Like,
Yeah.
that I love that Clippers team. That Clippers team was a lot of fun.
That was a fun Clippers team. Obviously, injuries are more at play than Doc Rivers in that series, in that event.
I mean, a lot of it, is too.
Yeah,
And then
obviously.
we saw
he had
his
squad,
time with
but
the Sixers was,
Sixers was a
disappointing,
disaster.
to say the least.
That was
Um,
not a good run at all.
Okay, so the Bucks, the Celtics could get stopped by the Bucks. Is
That's my
is what we think, right?
yeah. I mean, like you said, like the
That's
later
who-
they see them or the Sixers, the better it is for the other two teams.
Yeah.
The healthier they get, the better it is before they match up with them. So
Very, very true.
Pelicans just tied it with a huge 3.
this game's been nice.
Keep forgetting that the game is still actually. It's game one. What are you gonna do?
Dude, game
Game
one,
one pounder.
some of the
You know,
most fun basketball.
Game 1 on the road, though. I mean,
That's huge. That's huge. Especially this is a 1 seed this is a Thunder's team that's very young. They ascended very quickly in their timeline. So they are on. You have to have them on upset alert because they're
I'm getting it on right now. It's right here. Happening. I'm a bad sports YouTuber. Okay. It's on commercial. Great.
just came back. Oh, we
Now
got
where
the
I'm
Pelicans in the lead right now, 98-88.
Well, some people are ahead of other people. I think is what we're finding out right now. All right. Anyways, we're getting okay. Anything else with plays on the West? On the West, right? Any surprises? The Thunder going to be like, oh look, we're all scary all of a sudden, or
Thunder are
Mm.
terrifying. I mean, they're the 1 seed for the reason out west, and that's the best conference.
but do we think they actually have a chance against Denver?
I think that they are too young to know what to expect.
But that's
think
true because they might be too young to realize how
could be a
bad they
first
should
round-
be. Like,
They could be a first round out. They could make it to the Western Conference Finals. There's a path for both of those that makes sense. It makes sense to put them in either one of those scenarios because they're so young.
who's the Thunder's big guy?
It's Chet Holmgren's their big
Right.
guy.
Right.
But their best player would be Shai Gilgeous Alexander.
yeah,
Phenomenal player, averaged like 30 something points.
SGA or whatever.
Yeah, it's awesome. But Chet Holmgren, for all the shit talked about how scrawny he is, he played all 82 games this season. Didn't miss a game. People were saying how many games would he be able to play, and he just
Who's
Ow.
scrawny now, motherfuckers?
outworked a lot
Alright.
of superstars.
Let's okay, what in the West?
That's West, yeah.
The okay.
Who's the
Besides
threat to the Nuggets?
yeah,
I mean,
Thunder. Is that it? Do we got?
the Suns, the Clippers, the Mavericks, they're all threats. I mean, are they all viable threats that could beat them? Yeah, absolutely. Do we know that will happen? No, not at all. I mean,
Think Luca's got it in him this year?
I don't think Luca does. I'm just throwing him in there as a courtesy to Luka Doncic.
Luca.
If they, to me that isn't even actually that good of a series, but yeah, I think I think Clippers.
You really think anybody can beat Denver in a 7-game series?
I do. I think that, but
Clippers?
like we've said, that there's circumstances that I think that could be in play that can make it possible.
The Clippers?
Clippers, yeah. Look at all the talent on that roster.
I know, but it's a bunch of talent that's like, I don't, what? It's a bunch of talent that you're like, you keep waiting for these guys to do something. and
Kawhi
it's
Leonard's
just-
a 2-time Finals MVP, my guy. Like Kawhi Leonard is that dude. He's done it.
Kawhi's hurt. Is Kawhi even?
Like they're not playing the Nuggets right now. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard, he is that dude.
He is no. Kawhi Leonard is, but the Clips are they even? I don't even see him on the starting lineup, my guy.
Yeah. He's coming back from injury. He didn't play game 1. He'll
Yeah.
play.
Okay.
He's not. It's game 1 of round 1 against.
All right. Okay, but I know, but then you see Paul George and you see James Harden, and you're like, I don't- look, I get it, but if we saw what we did with the Raptors, that was very impressive. And with the Spurs also, but the Spurs, the Spurs were very impressive with the
This is a team
Raptors.
that
I
could-
understand how good Kawhi Leonard is. Do we think that team though will beat the Nuggets?
They definitely could. Will they? I don't know. But they could do it. That's all I got for you. I mean,
Go
don't know.
basketballs.
You know a lot more than I do. Like the
I-
basketballs. I like the footballs. The basketballs I like tuning in right now.
listen, I filled out a bracket, for the NBA playoffs. I filled out 2 brackets, one for me and one for Jade.
How? Oh,
I
okay.
took the Nuggets into the finals in one of them, and I did not take them to the finals in the other.
Who'd you have going over them?
I had the Clippers going over them
The
in that final.
clip show never. The clip show never made it to a finals. Have they made it to a? Have they made? They've made it to a conference finals, right? Maybe like once or
I think they made it to
Maybe.
one, and then
maybe. And
maybe, I don't fucking know. They didn't make it with Doc Rivers, I don't believe.
it feels like with the talent that team has had throughout the years,
Yeah, I took them
not to get to a conference.
in one of them because
Embarrassing.
chaos. And that's what I took. I took chaos. One bracket, but also the Timberwolves a good fucking team. I mean, if we're gonna get that Anthony Edwards explosion, like if he's gonna get that ascension, maybe it starts now.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Anthony
um,
Edwards is going to be the face of the NBA once LeBron James is gone. once he's
It'd be
older.
nice for somebody to rival the Nuggets over there. Maybe he can do it. But
Listen. The Western Conference is the more likely conference to have an upset of the Thunder because it is a much more balanced conference. There's a
You
lot
don't-
more depth in the West than there is in the East.
oh, you don't think? I see. That's what
I'm saying.
So you think if the Nuggets make it to the finals, they're winning,
Yeah.
no matter who comes out of the East. Boston can't compete. Maybe I don't know.
Kristaps
Maybe.
Porzingis is not neat.
That's a soft no. That was just a head shake.
Jokic is better than Porzingis and Horford.
Well, yeah, okay, but that's not their best. That's not the Celtics' best players either.
I like Jamal Murray in the playoffs better than I like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Michael
Those
Porter
are-
Jr. I don't love, but it's kind of like KCP. One of the two is going to be hot.
Yeah. Okay.
Sam, you got to remember the Celtics are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA playoffs. So.
I mean, I know.
Don't,
Look,
and the Boston Celtics
know
will
about
beat
that.
themselves. They will
Okay.
do. They
okay. You say so.
I do like Drew Holiday though. I do like Holiday, but I like Marcus Smart better.
By the way, I'm putting in the chat now. Just search it in Google. I don't want to say it live. It's a better
It popped up live, by the way.
like sports streaming service
Okay.
than the one I previously recommended.
Okay.
I mean, I've got mine through just my.
Don't worry,
provider
it popped
now.
up live on YouTube, so it was showing up on my screen, and I looked up and I was like, "Oh, don't show that." Cool.
We've nailed the live thing.
It's just because we're using. If we were
Yeah,
on
work out
Discord,
the
it wouldn't.
features,
It wouldn't
yeah.
have popped up on Discord if we were using Discord. But
All right.
Well,
All right. We've.
thankfully, no one watches.
yeah, we've got 2 concurrent
Should we?
viewers right
Should
now.
we move
so.
on to? Should we move on to
Jonte Porter?
John the betting scandal?
Yeah.
Dumbass.
I mean, okay. When was the last time we saw a dude bet against his own team? Bet against himself, right?
Not
Take
even Pete
himself
Rose
out
did
of the
that.
game.
Pete Rose?
Take himself.
No, Pete Rose didn't even bet against his own
Wait,
Oh,
team.
yeah, that's
in
true.
defense of John
Shoeless
Porter,
Joe Jackson.
when he placed bets, what is proven is when he placed actual bets himself, he was a member of the G League affiliate to the Toronto Raptors. He was not a active member on the Toronto Raptors. So it's It's not like he's
If someone on your minor league team is betting against your team, it's still not gonna look any better.
It doesn't look great, and I'm not. I'm just
You're
saying.
not gonna want that dude on your team.
No,
Like,
but I mean,
Nobody wants that
honestly,
guy.
And the worst part is that he lost all the bets.
Career suicide. Well,
But at least he's known for something now, besides being Michael Porter's brother.
like
True.
I think you'd rather be known for that than this.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
was-
The guy banned from
he
the
was-
NBA.
He was gonna be having something of a career, right? Even if it's not in the NBA,
All jokes
you could
aside.
still he could probably have gone and played like overseas. He could have played in the league somewhere, made some decent money playing basketball, playing a sport, right? Like the thing he loves
I mean,
to
you
do.
don't even have to be.
And
You don't even have to be that good. Like you just stay in the league long enough, and you get a guaranteed
right, you could do that too. Yeah, if he could stay,
millions
but
of dollars.
it's not easy to stay in the league.
Yeah,
But
but if you're the brother to a
this is
Why were you
career
like-
suicide. This is career suicide. This is you never come back from this.
no,
Yeah.
you don't come back from this is a ban. He got banned from the NBA.
He
I
got
mean,
banned. Well, yeah, banned for life from the NBA. But there's not another league. Like I don't think there's another
Taiwan.
basketball league
Maybe
that
he
made
can play with fucking Dwight Howard over in Taiwan.
maybe.
Maybe, I
yeah.
mean,
maybe
that's-
they do. Maybe they will over there.
I don't know. Yeah.
But man, while we haven't seen something like that, but with what we are seeing a lot of, with sports betting now opening up and legal in many, in like half the country at least, is scandal after scandal, right? Like we have
Yeah.
seen so
It's
many.
been nothing
every-
but problems.
Every league has had to deal with it. Baseball is obviously dealing with the Otani one right now.
That's over
Um,
basically.
We get that what's going on with that, but still, like they had a huge one to start their season. Basketball is having a big one to end their season. Football had their big one like a year or two ago, and they're just like getting guys left, right.
Yeah, you just had
suspension after suspension, and then
and those guys
Calvin
are just
Ridley.
having their suspensions end.
Do what?
Right now. Those suspensions are just officially ending.
Yeah. Okay. We saw Calvin Ridley, a year suspension. Still get paid though. Like the dude still got paid twice.
Players. Yeah, 6 players last year got suspended for a year.
So
Famous
I think the leagues they've got to stop being so oppressive with the rules on betting. Like they've got to with
they're first. I don't know if they're that bad.
these
Like the
leagues have
rules.
made sports betting what it is, and now you're banning and losing your own you're losing your own players, finding your own players for being interested in the thing that you helped make massive.
You're making
I
huge.
think that
Yes, I understand that, but like they're just saying like, hey, don't bet on the facility. Which okay, that's not that big of an ask. And like then
that makes no
don't-
fucking sense either, though.
and then and
don't
then
bet on the sport you play.
and then don't bet that on the sport you play. That one I don't. Yeah, the stuff at the facility, fine. Maybe you can have issues, but then don't bet on the sport you play is a no-brainer. You can't do that.
One of the facilities also apparently goes. It's also like in team hotels. That's considered facility.
I don't see the problem with a Chiefs player betting on a Rams Niners game.
Right.
I don't see the problem with that.
So the problem with that is that you can get guys on each other's teams, like guys in the league playing, giving each other information, telling each other to put bets on this. It's the insider trading part of it, right? Like the insider information of it. So no, you can't have guys betting on their own sport, but different sports, what the fuck ever. Like
But that's
I don't
the
think
thing
anybody-
with legalized gambling is it's so locked down and well tracked that you can't.
the
Like-
guys are gonna try to do that shit anyways. I mean, so I get not betting on your own
And
sport,
that's fine. You
Just
make
don't bet on your own
examples-
sport.
Like you make examples of those guys.
and that's what
Those
they're
guys
doing.
are probably garbage to begin with.
Plus, like these guys have played against a lot of these systems. They know these coaches on these other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you think you can accurately predict what's going to happen in a football game, I don't care what kind of information you have.
No, yeah.
Like
Sometimes, I mean, with the over-unders, I could definitely see it if you know a team's game plan and what they're, oh, we're gonna pound the rock with this dude this week. Like, oh shit, I'm going for his overs.
But I also get like you don't want players to get in in debt, and like you want to help players take care of their money, but it's also their fucking money.
No, and nobody's saying they can't bet on other things. Just not the fucking sport you're. Just don't bet on the league
It's
that you
only
play
about
for.
the
Like,
integrity of the game that they play. That's the only thing
No.
that it protects.
if the NFL players want to bet on the
It's a slippery slope.
UFL, go for it. What I guess.
Slippery slope if, like, to the average viewer who's watching, if they know that these NFL players are allowed to bet on NFL games, then the conspiracy theories
Dude,
start
the
having a lot more
scripted people.
weight to it. Having a lot more weight to it. When you're trying to push against that sort of stuff, that's when they have to be like, dude, like, just don't do it on your own fucking sport.
But now that's, I mean, you know,
Well, I'm not.
That's not me even disagreeing with you. That's just me saying that's why I.
I know, but I mean that's like catering to these people is the worst thing you could do. So I just still I've yet to hear what the harm is that what Travis Kelce betting on a Rams Niners game.
again, you don't need guys.
Stuff.
It's, yeah, I don't like it either. I don't like it either. I don't think guys need to be betting on the league that they play in. But, you know, everything outside of that, I don't give a shit. The other leagues they don't for the most part. Like I think that's the rule in most leagues is like, hey, you just can't bet on the league that you play for. I don't know how soccer is internationally with all the different leagues that are out there. I have no idea. But and I think you know we see it in college, right? We've always seen college has always been pretty susceptible to it. NIL is helping curb that, right? Because you're talking about they're young players that don't make any money, right? So they're very easy to bribe and you know
Yeah.
get into the bet. So we've seen it a lot with college, but now NIL is going to help that with at least the top players making more than enough money. You know, they're not going to risk it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like the amounts of money we're talking about, it would be for if to not get caught, like you would have to make the bets small enough that they don't attract a bunch of attention.
Yeah, because that's basically
Number
what
one.
happened.
So
I think,
that eliminates the profitability risk reward margin right there.
I think with the Jonte Porter, that's what happened. Is they made a bet that like
But on average, we're not even
raised the
seeing
eyebrow
guys
of
place crazy bets. Like that's the biggest thing. Right now, if you look at all these suspensions, the majority of them are under. They're not the average bet's not even thousands of dollars. You're
Why
talking a
would
lot of
you-
these like Jonte Porter. They said that some of these bets were just $15.
Yeah, so I mean, there you go. You could if they can get sniffed out that easily.
you're never
then
gonna.
what's the real danger here?
Well,
I get what
Jonte
you're
Porter, they didn't sniff out the 15. They found those later. They found Jonte Porter got caught, I think, because they made a huge bet and on
Well, no,
himself.
what it was
too.
they said that the prop bets on Jonte Porter, it's because like he was doing the inside. He was telling people like, "Hey man, I feel like I got the flu today. I haven't told the team yet though."
Because all the action went a weird way. Yeah.
Yeah, so he would. So then these bettors would then put like known bettors would put their money on the under for Jonte Porter.
Or
and
Jonte, right?
thousands
Right.
of
He took
dollars.
himself out of the game. Yeah.
Who then would be we'd be like, "Hey, I'm not feeling well," and not play the rest of the game.
No, I get. Yeah.
That's how his
Yeah,
dumbass got caught. because-
That's the kind of thing they apply. Like when weird money starts coming in on weird,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
because
like,
they had
like a Jonte Porter under.
Yeah.
that's exactly it. They had a weird bet come on a Jonte Porter under that ended up paying out for like $1 million, and they're like, "That's fucking strange." Right. So that was their biggest payout of the night by far. So obviously they're gonna look into that, and that's how he got caught. Is like,
So the
it's
one
not
situation where it seems like it was actually harmful, he got caught.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
this is
there-
if
I think it's
you
gonna
let
get.
the players bet on it. This is going to happen 2 or 3 times. But
It'll keep happening, right? And I don't think you'll ever get rid of it completely. But I think you make an example. If they see dudes like, oh, hey, if I do this, my career's done. Most guys aren't going to do it. Most of especially your top talent, there
Yeah.
ain't no fucking way they're risking their career doing this bullshit.
No.
So yeah, this is the perfect dude to make an example of because he's not a top talent whatsoever, right? Like nobody's tuning in to watch this guy, and the NBA can easily be like, "See you for life, buddy.
Yeah, for
No harm, no foul."
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's time to cut here. We'll take a quick break and come right back.
We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. For a live audience.
Reset our recordings.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we're back. Let's swap topics and go into the NFL. Let's do our off-season question of the week. Top 5 QBs in the draft. We're back, boys.
Top 5 QBs. I mean, we know what number 1 is.
we know where the top. Well, where are the top 5 quarterbacks in this draft going to go land? Where do we? That's we know the top 5. But where are they
Well,
going?
do we know the top 5?
We pretty much know the top 5.
Do we know the top?
There's Bo Nix that could potentially, but
You
I
don't
don't
think Bo Nix slips up? Maybe Penix drops
but Penix
or
is
Daniels or,
Hey.
or McCarthy, because McCarthy is like, eh.
Yeah.
That's my okay, dude. JJ McCarthy, he's having this rise that you see from time to time. We saw it with Zach Wilson, right? Where anytime a guy starts shooting up the draft boards like after the season is over, and just with his with the combine, with his pro day, that's when it worries me. When I'm like, wait, this guy's draft stock is shooting up when he's not playing football,
And this dude,
not real games.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I kind of feel. I mean, I'm still in the camp where I think most everybody else was during the season, and that it's the USC quarterback and it's everybody else.
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
Caleb.
Yeah,
Williams.
you have a
Everybody
bunch of-
else just kind of looks like
One of these guys might be good though. One of these guys might be decent.
they could be, but I think all these teams are drafting again in 3 years.
I think if I'm the New England Patriots at 3, I am bypassing the 3rd best quarterback in this draft and taking the best player in this draft.
I'm trading so far out of that. Yeah.
If I have the opportunity to trade out of it, I am. But also the Patriots have a shit ton of needs. Yeah, if they can get two first-round picks and another 2nd or 3rd,
That's
move
true.
the fuck out.
That's true.
Because I think in
But
the
they don't
2nd
have-
round you can get a Michael Penix Jr.
Can you?
If you can, because I mean, right now you don't want to J.J. McCarthy if you're the Patriots because you suck at running the football. You were the 26th rushing offense last year.
And I feel like if they go to JJ McCarthy, like if they
What the fuck are they
replace,
doing? They just moved
I
off
feel like-
backfield. It's the same thing.
dude, I was about to say, I feel like they
it's-
just
it's
replaced
not the Bill Belichick team anymore.
same guy.
It is not Bill Belichick anymore. I mean, I think that the ideal player for this new regime would probably be, if they were to
Jaden-
take one in the 1st round, would be McDaniel.
They're 3, right? I think, dude, if Jaden Daniels might be a good pick for the Patriots, he might bring a little life to him.
But there's a lot of
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I think the Patriots should think of themselves as an expansion team right now. Like, that roster is bad,
Yeah.
really, really bad.
It's got a couple pieces on the lines and the trenches that are salvageable.
Who did they just sign as quarterback? Didn't they sign somebody?
Zach Wilson.
I haven't personally heard about it. And if I have, I just forgot about it.
Probably not a starter.
Yeah, like
They brought in Jacoby Brissett, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
They brought him back.
oh god,
Jacoby Brissett.
that was happening.
I was
Yeah.
thinking. I
Well,
was
I
thinking
mean,
they
we've
picked
seen
somebody
we've
else
seen
up,
some
but
good ball from Jacoby.
We've seen good ball from Jacoby. I won't talk down on Jacoby.
The best situation, like the best thing possible for Jacoby is QB battle.
Absolutely.
There's no way you
Jacoby's not a starting quarterback in this league that moves the needle. But okay, if I'm the Vikings, am I going to give up 2 draft picks to potentially get the 3rd or 4th best quarterback in this draft?
That is
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Yes, that's done. And that's the other thing. Like I'll say the only, like Caleb, is the only one that deserves to start this year. Like if you try and start any of those other guys this year, that's going to be a disaster.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Caleb-
I don't know.
Caleb
I don't love
Williams
to
is
see.
ready.
I don't think
Caleb is ready. I mean, I'm not disagreeing there. I just think I don't.
Drake
disagree.
May might
think
Drake
for-
May might be able to come in and be ready.
But here's my thing: if you're Washington, are you really going to take the quarterback who couldn't beat out the quarterback on your roster?
Yeah. Well, you know.
Sam
the
Howell
NFL.
was the starting quarterback over Drake May at North Carolina.
A little older. He had a little more time. College is the NFL. Maybe not. Maybe that's a good
He's
point.
only been in the NFL for 2 years.
Well, Drake's had 2 years. Those 2 years have meant a lot in Drake's college.
But are you also willing to go back to the same well you just?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
They didn't have a coaching change that I recall. And
Okay, so are you saying that they should? So who are your top? Okay, so we all know Caleb. Wait, can we also say Caleb Williams? Like, so much undeserved hate. Like, I almost can't wait for Caleb Williams to come out and do really fucking good and just shut a lot of people the fuck up. Like,
yeah, dude. I mean,
my God, I have not seen so much unwarranted hate from a dude who hasn't even played a snap of fucking football.
See,
Pretty much.
I didn't know there was any. I thought it was all Caleb Williams is better than Mahomes.
oh
No.
man,
Caleb Williams cried after a game. He pains his
Well, I
fingernail.
saw that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's
he
all a
flipped
bunch
off.
of the most. None of it has anything really to do with his on the play, like his on the field stuff. And they're like,
No.
sometimes you can be careless, and you're like, he had like 5 interceptions. Like, I guess he's really careless sometimes.
I will
don't
say,
know.
like the one thing I'll say, like he's got a lot of the physical talent, and he shows flashes of Pat Mahomes at times. But
He does, but
the big difference is going to be mentality.
and
Yeah.
I that's where a lot of people say, they don't know with him because
they're definitely putting a chip on his
his
shoulder.
fingernails are.
No, I still think Caleb's going to be good, but I just don't know if he's going to reach those levels in the NFL. Not without.
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
And you're
I
at the
think
Bears.
Chicago Bears will make sure he doesn't.
Look, I think if you are that guy, you can transcend I don't know what the stank that some of these teams have on them. Like
True.
you can, like it happened with us. We just for 50 years we couldn't do shit until we got Mahomes. Like sometimes you can just change an
Well,
organization's whole
26
vibe. Like
years, we
Tom
didn't
Brady,
fucking try.
do what?
We took Todd Blackledge in the first round, and then until Patrick Mahomes, we were like, we're not ever making that mistake again. We're not
Okay,
fucking
I
ever
know, I'm
taking a
just saying-
quarterback again.
You can have a Tom Brady come
Saying.
along, right? You can have guys that just take these organizations that were and actually do something with them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is true. I can understand.
Well, it's funny too. I think somebody did a.
Peyton Manning and the Colts. The Colts weren't shit. The Colts were so fucking bad. Like
They were pooping.
irrelevant for so long. And Peyton Manning got them to a Super Bowl. Like, I mean, maybe
Literally piggybacked
Peyton Manning,
Super Bowl twice.
dude, Peyton Manning should permanently be on the Mount Rushmore of QBs because he got the Indianapolis Colts with Jim Irsay. As the two Super Bowl
He got
appearances.
the 2 Super Bowls. He
Three
won
at
one,
least.
lost one.
Could you imagine if Peyton Manning was on a
Oh,
good team
3.
the whole time?
Shit, did he take the Colts to 3 Super Bowls?
No, he didn't. It was just the 2.
No, just yeah.
He went to 4 Super Bowls with 4 different coaches.
Yeah, you're right.
Won 2 of them. So, look,
Well,
way
I
off
mean,
topic.
you saw instantly his impact.
Yeah,
like
you
that-
saw it. You saw it with the Broncos too. You saw it with.
Well, and like you saw his impact when he was out for that 1 year. It was the exact same team, just with a different dude under center.
Yeah.
And they
British Painter.
They won one
Painter-
fucking.
So okay, who's number 2? P.
I mean, I
Not Drake May.
That's
mean, it's kind
exactly.
of-
This is exactly my point. Like it's just a.
I just don't want to get laughed at. I don't want to get laughed at for saying what I think, and I think it's Michael Penix.
Michael
Yeah,
Penix is number 2.
That's
You
just
think
as
Penix-
valid as any other.
I like his arm talent. I think his arm talent's the most similar to Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams that I see in this draft. I think that in the national championship game, we got a highlight of a few of those. It was
Yeah.
he's getting a lot of blame for it's the injury red flags on him that are holding him back and his age. He's what 25.
He's so
He's a little
old.
older.
So old. That
Yeah, he's such an old man. He's got a gray hair in his beard probably.
I can't see how that would
Hey,
matter for a quarterback at all.
got a lot
That
of
just
gray
means you're
hair in
getting
my
him
beard,
further
so-
into his prime or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But I think that he's And in terms of definite immediate impact, I think Michael Penix is going to be he's going to go to a great situation too. That's why I think that if I'm the Patriots, I'm just fucking taking Marvin Harrison Jr. and I'm waiting until the second round. I'm getting myself Michael Penix.
I mean, I hope a couple of these dudes work out in the NFC.
Yeah.
Good
So, and then I think third, I like Daniels, Jaden.
God. Daniels.
Yeah. Then I would go probably Drake May and JJ McCarthy, and then Bo Nix at
Bo
probably
Nix at the very end, back end of it.
the sixth spot. Yeah. And I think I only think there's 2 or 3 quarterbacks I would even take in the first round.
Do you think that Bo Nix or whoever the last guy? Do you think any of these guys make it to the second round?
Oh,
Do you
I think Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix and Penix are both going to be second round picks.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that the injury, the two missed years for Penix is
For
going to.
Penix. That is big. That's like 2 ACLs or something.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah,
2
they're
knees.
2 big injuries. Like that, they're warranted red flags.
That's
I
tough,
do think
man.
that arm talent wise and.
But I mean, you just look at. So, do you think maybe New England doesn't take any of these guys?
That's why I said in the second round the risk is a lot less.
If I know, but
I think that you could.
if New England, I think they could trade out of it too if they wanted.
They could trade out of the first round and
Trading out of that would be one of the ballsiest and yet smartest moves.
it'd be the smartest move.
They have the second pick in the second round, so
So
that's why I said
I'm sitting here imagining myself as that GM right now, and like if I had that third overall pick, man, that'd be tough to trade.
they could easily trade back with the Vikings.
you trade up with the Vikings and you get yourself you can still get a receiver at 11. You could still get a Brian Thomas or not Brian. Yeah, you can still
Yeah.
get him at 11 probably, and then maybe even Brock Bowers. Maybe Bowers even slides to there, or you get enough ammo to jump the Jets and get Bowers, because you're going to be getting additional ammo. So you can pull an Eagles like move and throw a third round pick and jump right ahead of the Jets, who are picking at 9, I believe.
10.
Get yourself to 8.
Yeah, it's tough with New England because it's like, where do you start? Like,
Yeah.
what's and the obvious answer is QB, but are any of these guys the right guy for
Or
them?
these,
None of
yeah,
these
man.
guys elevate the talent that you have. A shitty roster, like you mentioned, Sneaky.
Yeah, I know.
Like this roster is
they
like
have
the
a-
receiver.
they need a
It's
I wonder
lot.
if you don't just go get these guys a year of experience. Like, you just get a draft haul, get them a year of experience. Like, you make sure you draft guys that are ready to go this year.
I like Kendrick Bourne as a second or third option on the team, and Hunter Henry as a second tight end. So if they could get another receiver, a bona fide stud in there, like if they can find a way to get up to Roma Dumuse, get him. Maybe you could get him
How
at
about the Patriots?
yeah
They're
Patriots.
already there. They're already there.
But you don't take him over Marvin Harrison at 3.
Well, no, but
If-
if
I'm
you're
talking about
going
they
to take a receiver, that's who you take, is Harrison.
Yeah, but if you move with the Vikings, say, and you get to 11, you might be able to get Rome at 11, potentially. And then in the second round, you can reunite him and Penix. They both had big
The
years.
Chargers are a 4.
Yeah.
The Chargers. Yeah,
Char-
the Chargers would take Harrison.
Yeah. If you trade out of that, the Chargers take Harrison, the Giants probably take him.
What about the Cardinals? What are the Cardinals doing?
Oh, the Cardinals are at 4. The Cardinals take
Cardinals.
Cardinals
are taking
take him,
Harrison.
and
Harrison.
then you have the Chargers taking Navers, probably.
Right.
And then you have probably a trade out.
Neighbors.
Navers. I'm not good at pronouncing
Neighbors.
names. I'm sorry. If he ever
Nabbers.
message us and tell us how to say it.
Yeah.
Let's make sure maybe
Wow.
I've been wrong this whole time.
I'm definitely probably wrong.
No, it's neighbors.
Neighbors, yeah.
All right. So
So how,
You
how
don't
we
think
feel
the
about the draft?
wait, the Chiefs?
Yeah, for the Chiefs. Like, where do you think the Chiefs are going?
As long as it's not Xavier Worthy, I don't give a fuck.
It sucks being this far down because you don't even know what the fuck is going to be.
I
there.
know it's
It's
hard to
like-
determine, like, because you don't know what
Well,
other
there's-
teams are gonna do.
Yeah,
A wide receiver, depending on who the wide receiver is. I don't know.
The other part of it too is there are guys up in the top 10, 15 that are worth trading future draft picks for
Yeah.
to move up. Now,
Will any team do that for us?
I
They
mean,
weren't gonna
Oh,
trade
there's
us looking-
some. I guarantee it.
I would hope, but
yeah, draft picks are draft picks. Like if they want those picks,
I could
it's-
see the Bears doing it at number 9.
I don't know if we'll get in the top 10.
I don't think we would either, but I mean,
But
there's two
we
picks.
don't have anything
There's
to
two
offer.
picks that we're not gonna get. It's 12 and 13 because it's the Broncos and the Raiders. But
No, yeah.
If we go up, it's for a tackle. Like if
I'd
we,
be
if we
okay with that. I'd
trade
be
up
okay with that.
for a tackle. Otherwise, we'll probably just grab.
Looking at our tackling room, I'd like to tackle.
A tackle would be nice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm never opposed to us drafting offensive linemen. We identify them well.
yeah, it's hard to. I don't know to figure out where we're going when you're the 32nd pick, and we're at the end of every round basically. So it just gets harder and harder.
I mean, that's every year though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the OKC one. What do you?
Pull it out. Falcons missed at the. CJ McCollum had an opportunity to win the game. The 3 at the
Oh
end.
no, CJ.
They had a few opportunities to win the
They
game.
were get, it wasn't like he had an easy shot. There was swarming defense by the Thunder.
Man, Thunder though. That's a little too close, but they're still young. They're so young.
Young team
What do
and
they do?
Pelicans had a stupid travel at the end, a stupid out of bounds at the end.
yeah, they did. I agree. This
It's,
series becomes a lot more interesting if Zion returns.
Ooh. More injuries.
I mean, Zion wasn't even in that game.
I
Do you even play Zion? Like, okay, next year, would you not just wait to play Zion until like March or something? After the All-Star break, right? Like, why are we?
It's hard to get Zion to jump on board for that now because I think the contract he signed was PT was playtime incentive biased. That's
Well,
for it.
yeah. If
And
you're
also
if
the way
you're a
he-
team, that's it's smart for the team.
I want to say in the NBA this year also implemented like a minimum amount of games that you had to play to be award qualifying. So in order to get a supermax, you have to be first team All NBA at one point in your career.
You want that?
So Zion hasn't
want
been
that,
able to get that
but-
because you have to play a minimum of 60 games. So
If
now,
you don't think you're gonna be healthy enough for that anyway,
yeah,
there's only
that's
one.
fine.
There's only one award you really care about at the end of the year.
The finals trophy. Sure.
Okay?
And we saw it with Joel Embiid, who got injured while he was in the midst of an MVP caliber season, and yeah, the Sixers free fell without Embiid.
So yeah, just wait.
Yeah. I mean, in Zion's defense, he played like I think 70 games this year. Career
No
high.
shit.
Yeah, Zion
Oh.
played a good number, and the injury that he sustained, it sucks, man. Like it's a hamstring injury, and it was not crazy looking play. He didn't do anything crazy. I mean, he hit a floater. It was something either leading up to the floater or on the way down. That did it. It was immediate. You could see him grimace, but
How it always goes. You know.
So
Yeah, just like Bo Jackson.
we can move on
No big
to
injury.
our other NFL story we have. Higgins playing on the tag.
Hell yeah! All right, yeah. Higgins might just play on that tag. Give the Bengals one more year.
Yeah.
So,
he doesn't anticipate being traded. I still think he gets traded.
the Bengals would be smart to trade him right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean,
Get something for him. Like,
tale as old as time.
get something for the guy. Like,
But I
build
think
up your team elsewhere. You've got receivers. You're not struggling there necessarily. Although they did also lose Boyd, right? Like, have they resigned him yet?
no. Oh, what?
Is Tyler Boyd a Bengal still or not?
I think he resigned.
They get him back for
He signed 4 years, 43 million in 2019. So no, he
He's
is.
still a free agent. He just met with the Steelers 6 days ago.
Okay, so, but you have Jamar Chase, like what, and you have Joe Burrow. So if you have a great quarterback, he should be able to
Well,
elevate
he hasn't been able to do it with the 3, so
talent around, but he should be able to elevate the talent around him. And having a guy like Jamar Chase, like he shouldn't need a ton more, right? You should,
You would
just-
think. Yeah, you would think.
right? Mahomes just had Kelsey in some pieces. Not even. So I mean, come on, get your
All the evidence from the past few seasons tells me that they should invest that in the offensive line. But
You would think.
I'll stand firm in the Bengals' defense. They have invested tons of money into that offensive line. They have just not invested it wisely.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
They
The
have
results have
tried, Sneaky. I mean, Leo Collins, could you have really projected him to be that terrible when he signed with them? When he was with the Cowboys, that unit was a fucking well-oiled machine. He goes there and is dog shit.
Okay. Well, maybe the issue isn't the players.
I'm just Orlando Brown. I didn't follow his numbers that closely, but it didn't look like he was doing that great.
Yeah, but
They haven't drafted a guy that's been worth a damn in forever.
no.
Yeah, it's probably something with the team. 'Cause they've drafted tons of talent,
At this point.
so I don't know.
Does Joe Burrow even survive the season?
I don't know.
The sad thing is that is the best quarterback that Mahomes goes up against regularly, I think. Yeah. That guy's better than Josh Allen. Probably Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, it's the guy who's been able to beat him the most, I guess.
Yeah. I'm kind of starting to think about these guys the way I'm thinking about the rest of the QB draft this year.
Disagreeing.
It's just
There's the best guy, and then there's the rest.
I don't care who number 2 is. It's such a fucking gap.
It always seems to be
irrelevant.
somebody new each year. Maybe CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, though, because we don't know.
He'll be the new guy this year.
He'll be the new guy, but could he be a guy? He seems like a dude who does come in and elevate the talent around him.
Yeah, I like his vibe for sure.
Yeah, I'm not knocking CJ.
But it was, it's 1 year.
Nico Collins was good with
He did get very flustered by the Ravens, but he's still young. Ravens had
I mean,
a-
that Ravens defense was fucking.
It was great. It was great.
So.
We can only score against it when we really wanted to. Okay. Anything else? We got anything else, or is this like?
I had one little guy.
Oh wait, yeah.
Tim had one. That was fun.
I
Little
do.
silly one. So, Cam Newton, when he re-signed with... Okay, first of all, let me disclose this. I got this from a TikTok, but I did look it up, and it is true. So, Cam Newton re-signs with the Panthers in 2021. He has that game where he starts yelling, "I'm back." I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
Okay, so, the follow-up draft for the Panthers...
2022 draft, right?
the 2022 season draft. They sign Akeem Aquanu. So first letter of their first name. Akeem Aquanu, I. Matt Corral, M. Brandon Smith, B. Amari Barno, A. Cade May, C. And Kalen Barnes, K. I'm back. Second letter of their first name spells karma. How the fuck do you do that?
I'm back, and then karma.
Because
That is
it's just a
weird.
crazy little story. I was like,
That is
how does this work out?
weird. That is weird. I also don't know what to make of it, or if there's anything you do make of it.
I don't either, because it was probably
nothing.
100% a coincidence, but
What do I take from this beautiful coincidence? I'm back.
Now the karma, that was 6 players. You only need 5 to spell karma. So the 6th letter for karma is also an A. So it was like, hey, let's just be safe here and make it another A. I don't.
Make another karma.
But I just thought.
Ooh,
that
do
was
we want
silly.
to?
Anyway.
You want to talk about how terrible Angel Hernandez is and why the officiating in baseball has gotten to? I mean,
It's bad.
well,
There's
There-
there's select umps that have had like 99% like strike
keep
zones,
those ones
but
around.
yeah.
Sure.
But Angel Hernandez has something on the MLB. He has to. He's been bad for
the union?
years.
It has been, dude. So
Those 3
we,
pitches in a row, dude.
Dude, that was so bad.
you can't have it. You can't have it. And here's the thing:
With
like
bases loaded.
they love their power, and they, obviously Angel Hernandez is flaunting it right there, blatantly and openly. Just, I can call this because I can whatever I say goes.
Yeah.
It's now like, and in spots like that, like not only is it affecting the game right there, but it's affecting guys' careers when you start doing shit like that. So, we have a system right now in the minor leagues where they do have robots checking these balls and strikes, and like they have a system in place to basically take the officiating almost out of the hands of.
Yeah, it's been on TV for years.
and like it works in the minor leagues. They have it where they have either the guy calling it, and then you can easily challenge the play, right? They timed it. It took it like 5 or 6 seconds for them to like challenge a ball or into it, like change a ball to a strike, right? Like, oh hey, we want to challenge this one. I think the official taps his hat like that. They look at it and they see if it hit the strike zone or not, and then they change it based on that. They also have a system in place where they just go off of that, and then the official can just like call that. And I think the officials in the MLB are almost forcing this at this point. Like, if you're going to be this bad at your job, then we're not going to let you do it anymore.
Yeah. He had a game recently where he was challenged 3 times and the call was overturned 3 times. On out calls.
Like,
or safe calls.
That's going to be tough too, because there's still like, and you'll always need like officials there on the field, who know the rules and the situations of a game. But when it comes to balls and strikes at this point, like, we'll probably give that up.
Yeah. There is one team, I think it's the Rangers, that won't like it because their catcher is like one of the best framers.
A lot of players don't like it for some of those reasons right there. Yeah, they don't necessarily want it, but I think at some point when you have Angel Hernandez doing that shit, it's time.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. You got to do it. Yeah, dude. And seeing how quickly
keep
they're
framing
able to
in the game, you need to talk to your boy.
To see how quickly they're able to change a game or to change a ball, like to change the call from ball to strike or strike to ball, right? Like just to see how quick that actually happens. You're like, oh, this isn't even slowing the game down. Really, like, seems like a no-brainer. Just do this. Yeah. Anyways, baseball. There was our one baseball for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got nothing about baseball.
Yeah, if the Royals can figure out some pitching, we might be good.
Well, I guess they're talking about they're finally going to remove the chain games in football too.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It does seem kind of ridiculous that we're still just using 2 sticks and a chain to measure this out in 2024. Like, it's we're still using 2 sticks and a chain. We haven't. Technology has not improved.
I haven't seen a need to upgrade.
Like, I hope there's still like something to mark, like, for the players to like know where the marker is.
You'd have
it's
to.
gotta
You
be.
have to. You have to give them some sort of visual thing of like.
Or I mean, that could make it a little more interesting.
So I guess you would still need a guy, somebody showing like,
Everybody just going fucking rogue.
here's the line of scrimmage, here's the first down marker.
Darius Tony will be the happiest man on the football field.
Get rid of that guy. Get him out. Apparently, Taylor Swift is talking shit on him in her album. Tim,
Possibly.
possibly.
I mean, that's just what some people are taking from it.
Some people are taking from it.
Who knows?
All right, and we hit Taylor Swift. All right.
WNBA draft. Talk about it or no?
WNBA draft.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it drew
Caitlin
2.4
Clark.
million for the draft, which is awesome.
Everybody's anybody who was watching is turning it on.
Hey,
It-
Caitlin
okay.
Clark.
Just like they did
Well,
after
Caitlin
Caitlin Clark got drafted.
No, they actually stayed on and viewed. Like, there's a good amount of talent in the women's college
There
basketball
is.
right now.
Okay. Okay.
It's made
all
for
right.
a very first
If-
off, it made for a very entertaining NCAA tournament for the women's bracket.
If the deal that Ice Cube was going to give to Caitlin Clark for $5 million to go play in the Big Three, like even if it's only like $1 million in actual like cold hard cash, have you seen what they make in the WNBA?
Yeah, but did you also see the she
Nothing.
got from Nike? She got
That's gonna be
20
nice too.
She got 20 million from Nike.
Well, there
First
you go. Doesn't matter what the WNBA is
Caitlin-
paying out.
Plus, in the next 4 years,
have you
the WNBA is going to expand the league and add 4 more teams in the next 4 years.
They need to add a couple more fucking dollars to their
Well,
payers play because it is
hope
fucking
that with-
ridiculous.
Expansion leads to more games, to more money, to more revenue.
You also have to have viewership and people
Yeah,
showing
they
up
have
to
to-
your games to make more.
I
money.
get,
They
I
also have to
understand.
promote the product better. The NBA could do a lot to promote it. It's like, here's an idea. They could literally do
Okay,
the season parallel to the men's game and not run it in the middle of summer for 2 weeks and expect everybody to jump in whenever they put it one
dude, it
game.
is weird. Why is their season
the-
like fucking 20 games long or something?
Yeah, run the
Weird.
leagues parallel to the men's, and then at the All-Star game for the men's is a joke. Make it co-ed. And now you're
Yeah.
bringing these women in and you're showcasing the talent, how much talent you have in the women's game. Having them in
Cool.
these 3-point shootouts, these skill challenges. You put them into the game and you have two co-ed games. The East men and women versus the West men and women. And now you're getting to see that these women are very talented at basketball. Because they are. Like,
Well, yeah, for sure. Like nobody said.
the
I'm just saying
women's
it would.
national
I
championship
feel
group,
like
the highest viewership that
I
sporting
okay.
event outside of football or the Olympics since 2019.
I feel like if somebody came along, like we just saw it kind of with the UFL, right? Like this league startup league where guys are making as much money there as a lot of WNBA players are.
Yeah.
If somebody came along with a little bit of money and know-how and really wanted to invest,
Yeah, they should.
they could probably make a league that could that could compete with the WNBA just based on like player salary. Like, oh, we can afford these players.
And
Like Ice Cube is trying to do
Caitlin Clark
with the
made
Big Three.
for the first 4 years of her contract really puts into perspective why Brittany Griner was in Russia when people are saying she had no right, she shouldn't have been in Russia.
Yeah.
Well, they should have fucking paid her in America and she wouldn't have had to go play in Russia.
You're gonna have to go play Russia. Yeah.
There's reasons why, you know.
So, but 20 million from Nike, you don't gotta go nowhere.
But no, the WNBA draft had very good viewership. So
Well,
hopefully Caitlin Clark
this
raised the
builds up so
popularity
that
of the
they-
WNBA.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why that co-ed idea is never gonna work.
Oh, I know why it won't.
I know,
That'd be a
like,
Debbie Downer.
well, let's what do the optics look like when Zion Williams absolutely posterizes one of these women on TV?
It's the All-Star game. like, we're not.
Before you
oh,
say
no,
that,
they
go and
don't-
watch highlights of the last All-Star game where it finished 215 to 197.
It's nobody's
They're not
posterizing
playing defense
anybody
anyway.
anyways. Yeah,
They're-
like
They're not. That's not a physical game. That's what I'm saying, and that's why you put men and women together.
it'd be
I
fine.
suppose, but I think
It'd be fine.
I just
It'd be It'd be more entertaining to watch
Men and
than what
women-
it is now. It'd be
Men
much
and
more
women have been
entertaining.
playing pickup on the playground for generations. When I was in school, we were playing pickup with the girls too.
It'd be fine.
That's high.
It'll
That's
be fine. It'll be fine. It's-
talking about elite athletes.
Yeah,
that aren't playing to like their
not
elite
trying.
levels. They're barely trying. Yeah.
trying out there in this game.
I mean, if it's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
same-
like
if
the
it's gonna be
celebrity
the- if It's
game.
gonna be the exact same thing with women.
it's-
Like that doesn't really move the needle.
It's gonna be okay. The
But-
celebrity game that they do every year, that's co-ed, right? Isn't it?
And nobody watches that shit.
And nobody watches the All-Star game either.
Exactly. So like, why are we?
Maybe now you're getting people.
Why are we doing this?
Just maybe it'll move the needle a little. At least look. I don't know. It's better than what they're doing now, I think.
But anyway,
I get it.
But anyway, I think we did it.
We did it.
We did.
I think
do
we
it.
did our first live show.
First,
Everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video.
why not?
Come back again next week.
Yeah.
We will.
We'll be here.
Maybe if we feel like it. No,
Yeah, we don't want to make any promises. We
no
can't.
promises, but probably. Okay, how do I know when we?
I'm just playing the outro music.
Oh, now.